Hi guys, it's Jody. Today's video, I want to do another floating bloom. I'm really enjoying this new way of swiping the background instead of doing the kind of the square around it and leaving white in the middle, kind of swiping it that way, just in the middle. But a while back, I did ask for ideas for floating blooms as well, colors you might like to see. And so I wrote, I had a good response and I wrote them all down and I'm slowly getting through them. So today's piece is, I want to do, it's kind of like a fire and ice theme for the floating bloom. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's go get started. All right, we are going to go over the color palette, the cell activator, and the pillow, and then we'll get started painting. But, and I kind of have two different color schemes going on here, and I'll explain that more when we get into the painting itself. But my first color I have is a Praj Posse paint, Silver Lake Metallic. And this is mixed up with my Valspar Varathane Pouring Medium mix. Oops, got a little bit of bits in there I gotta get out, but here's kind of what that looks like. And then I've got my favorite ever, the PBO Studio Acrylics, the Iridescent Blue Black. This is also mixed up with my Valspar Varathane Pouring Medium mix. Kind of see that blue-black glow there. And then this color is actually a mix. I started with the Jo Sonja Aqua, and then I added just a little bloop of this iridescent blue black. I mean, it's barely visible, but it's there. Oh, this got a little thick on me. I might add a little bit of gack to this just to thicken it up just a little. This is also Valspar Varathane. These are the cool colors that we're using in the piece. All right, and now I've got a couple of warm colors, a few warm colors. I've got the Golden Fluid Naphthol Red Medium. This is here. This is mixed with my Valspar Varathane as well. And then I've got this little Piggy's Mosh. I think this is the only one mixed up with my Dutch Boy Jo Sonja Pouring Medium. Everything else is mixed up with my Valspar Varathane Pouring Medium mix. There's that one. And then another Praj Posse paint, the Persian Autumn Yellow. I absolutely love this yellow. And there's that one. There's no shimmer to it. It's just a color. But this is a Valspar Varathane. So now my cell activators, I have 3 of them, and we're going to use all 3. And I'll get into it more as we're painting. But I've got my white cell activator, the Atelier Interactive Titanium White, mixed with, I just have a little tiny bit left, but we don't need a lot. This is mixed with Australian Floetrol at 4:1, 4 parts Floetrol, 1 part paint. And then this is the Atelier Interactive, the Mars Black, again, 4 parts Floetrol, 1 part paint, Australian Floetrol. And finally, my favorite gold cell activator. This is also Australian Floetrol at 4:1. The 1 part paint is about a half and half of each, the Atelier Interactive Pale Gold, and then the PBO Studio Acrylics Precious Gold. I just eyeball it, but it's about a half a part each to make that 1 part paint. And it doesn't need to be exact. So now my pillow, I've got a full container of my Glidden Premium in Satin. We're just gonna roll with it. It's a little bit thinner than the PPG, but I like to use both of these, just whichever I have the most of on my bench, and I happen to have the most of this one today. So we're gonna use this pillow today. Now I'm going to move over to the canvas and I'll explain kind of what we're doing and we'll go from there. So let's go paint. I have got a 14-inch canvas. This one is actually a gallery wrapped that I got at Hobby Lobby, just the standard side, not the deep-sided gallery wrap. And my idea today, I want to do kind of like a fire and ice floating bloom. We're gonna swipe the background, and I want to do it in the middle again. I really liked that one we did, and I think I'm going to use the black and the gold cell activator just for a little bit of drama. But what I want to try to do with the bloom is we're going to bloom in the center, and I'm going to do one side, kind of the cool colors I showed you, the blues, and then the reds and the orange, yellow on this side, and then we'll kind of put the cell activators appropriately, and I'll kind of show you what I'm going to do when we actually apply the cell activators. But that's my idea, so that we have one side kind of a cool bloom, one side kind of a warm bloom, so fire and ice is the idea anyways. I'm going to get this canvas flooded, and then I will be right back and we'll start swiping. All right, I've got this all flooded, and I'm going to use this tool because we're going to swipe 1, 2, 3 in the middle here. And I think what I want to do is I'm going to put the gold first, and then I'm going to put the black down. I'll show you. All right, kind of like so. I've got the gold cell activator, and then I have the black cell activator, and we're just going to go right here. Kind of like that, where the white's coming up, you get peaks of the gold and the black as well. I didn't want it overly, I didn't want the black to take over, so I'm liking this. So we're going to just go ahead with the other 2 swipes. All right, I am absolutely digging this swipe. This is so cool. And I'm glad I just used the cell activators again. So we're gonna bloom right in the middle here, and I'll kind of talk through what I'm doing as we're doing it. All right, I've got the yellow I'm gonna put down first, and I'm gonna put it, try to just put it on like one side. Doesn't need to be perfect, we're going to come in and do a blue on this side. We're going to do that metallics, that Silver Lake metallic on this side here, like so. May get some green from it. Blue and yellow make green. All right, my next color I want to put on top of the yellow is going to be this mosh. All right, like that. And I've got the iridescent blue black on top of the Silver Lake. And then I've got the red, which is going to go on top of this side over here for the warm colors. I'll top it off with the aqua over here on the side. All right, that looks good. I like how that came out. Let's just keep this in the center. All right, now the cell activators, since we've got one side is our cool colors and one side is our warm colors, I'm gonna put the gold over all of it on the bottom, so evenly distributed as I can. And then I'm gonna put the, actually I'm gonna put the black down first. I'm gonna put the black on the warm side. Like that. And then I'm gonna put the white on the cool side. And carefully blow this out. Here we go. right, I need my straw for the middle. All right, that is filling in really nicely. I got more of a, unlike the last one that I did where I had kind of the two different cell activators, this is more evenly spaced, but I think I put too much on again, but it's filling in really nicely. This is gonna stretch out nice. I want to play now. That is pretty dang cool. I absolutely love the two different sides. So I want to spin this out. I'm going to meet you up at the spinner box and we are going to see what comes with this. All right. Here's what we got before we spin it out. That looks pretty centered to me. I am so excited to see how this comes out. All right, I'm just going to give it a spin and guide it from there. Yes, I don't want you to go over. Let's move this back up a little. Ooh, that background is so cool. Oh, that petal's gonna be long, but that's all right. Need to make sure it's in the middle though. Might be a little lopsided, but lopsided can be cool too. This is so cool. Oh yeah. Actually, I'm gonna go this way a little. Not too much more paint. I should have done something right there, but that's okay. This is opening up really nicely. Actually, let's go this way a little. I think some more of these petals are gonna go off, but that's okay. All right. Oh, this is so cool. this is opening up really nicely. Just a little bit of movement. I don't want to lose too much more over the edge. I've already got a couple of the tendrils of the petals going over, but I need to get just a tiny bit more paint off. I just want to make sure it stays as centered as possible. Oof, gorgeous. Yeah, that's gonna go off a little bit more, but that's okay. All right, let me go this way a little. I think we're just about there. Just trying to get the red over just a little bit more. Not too much. Let's get that back in the middle a little bit. All right, let me do one more little baby spin. I think we're about there. Went over the edge a little bit more than I wanted it to, but it's still super cool. This is totally a fire and ice bloom. I love how the background is just kind of almost really intermixing with the bloom itself. And then it's like kind of setting off the fire side. Actually, I think I like it that way. Let's bring that up just a little. Actually, it looks really cool on the diagonal too. Like this. I like how it's split in half. I'm not sure I like it that way or that way. I kind of like it split in half this way or this way or this way or this way. I'm done with it. That's a winner chicken dinner in my book. I am going to get cleaned up and I will bring you over for the flyover of this guy. Right, here it is as a whole. I'm totally digging both sides, how different they are. The bottom here got away from me a little bit, but I'm not mad about it. I mean, it's got some really nice shimmers in here, and I did put a little bit of embellishments in after I spun it out. I'll show you that, but there's some really nice subtle shimmers. I mean, just so different between this fire and ice. I got what I wanted. I just added a few more lines. I love how the background is too. It's just so super cool. And these all filled in really nicely. Some of these cells in here I wasn't crazy about, so I kind of put my little spikes in, or I kind of made it look more like little flames. So hopefully that dries nicely. And this over here, it just looks like it's just totally on fire. It's definitely a fire and ice piece. So I'm really excited to see how this dries. So I'll be back once it's dried to show you the dried results. One more little angle, really quick. I saw this after the fact. I'm like, you know what? I like this orientation too, with like the fire on top. So definitely awesome. I'll be back once this is dried to show you the dried results. All right. I've changed it up a little. I thought I'd try hanging it on the wall to show you the dried results, just to see. We're going to try this way, but this piece dried really nicely, and I'm kind of partial to the fire side up on top. It's just, I don't know, it's flowing right for me. So I'm going to kind of bring you closer and show you all the goodies in here, and then I am gonna pick it up and show you different orientations as well. So let's dive in. And I'm really liking how this background kind of came through, especially here, kind of tied in with the ice side. And I just love how all this flows and just everything that came up with it. There's some really neat cells in there. And my little my little spikes that I did on the fire side, I wasn't liking some of these cells. They were getting a little bit weird, but this did add some interest, and this actually really looks like flames. So this over here too. So I'm really digging that. And I love how the background came out with this as well. So this really turned out to be better than I imagined. I mean, it's just so pretty. All right, here is all the nice sparklies in here from that gold cell activator. You can really see it right in there. The background is a bit more muted with the gold, but there are some peaks here and there. Really, really nice. Just dried beautifully. There's that. Let's check out some orientation. This is a nice way too. I like this orientation. This one's not bad too, actually. I'm kind of digging the ice portion on the top. I really like this one as well. I think this is my second favorite, or maybe my first favorite. I'm not quite sure. I like this way, and then with the fire on top. So let me know what your favorite orientation is on this piece, and I'm going to flip you around for my final thoughts. Got the piece there in the background. I'm still trying to kind of figure out video angles up here in my studio. So I'd love to hear, you know, what do you like better? Do you like seeing it on the wall or over on my bench? I kind of put it on an easel and kind of move it around that way. But sometimes, you know, the background can get a little distracting too. So I thought maybe we'd try it over here. But this piece was really a lot of fun. It was a bit of a challenge to keep the cell activators on their respective color palettes and then blowing it out that way, kind of how I had it envisioned in my head. But it was a good challenge, and it worked out pretty well. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this piece. You know, let me know how you liked it in the comments below. So with that, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.